game store for the first time here. We got a massive trade. Massive, massive, massive. And I figured I've always kind of wanted to do like a show you what we're doing kind of video. But here's a good one to start with. We got this copy of Majora's Mask in. And this is the kind of stuff we deal with at a game store here. It looked a little odd at first glance. You can see kind of a little scuffed, and then what's going on there? So we took it apart, and the board is real, sticker is fake, and it looked like somebody just painted gold on, or at least tried to make it Majora's Mask. We have that one at 60 right now, but I think we might knock it down to 50 because it's just too weird. But I kind of want to show you guys how we kind of do our trades here. Now this was a big trade that we did, and we're bagging and tagging it as we go. But I'll kind of show you how we do it, how we are a little different. So I got through all of the PS4, some of the PS2, paying no attention to my potential hold pile for myself with the addict in me, the alcoholic owning a bar, as I like to say. So here we got Hades. We're gonna check it out. Always look at everything here. Check out the pins. Looks gorgeous. And we have a nice little manual in there. Beautiful little art book. So what we do here is we have our little condition stickers, which I think, as far as I can tell, oh, it's gonna be reversed. Sorry, my first time doing a live stream. Digging the beard. Thank you, thank you. Seeing somebody remember where the live buttons are. Welcome back, dude. Hey, how you doing, man? Welcome, welcome. I can't live stream from the store account, so I was live streaming from my personal account. I've been trying to move things store related to the store. That way I can keep my personal account stupid, just playing the worst games I can find. But anyway, so we got this one here. We got our condition sticker. We're gonna go with the game is mint. The manual inserts are mint. The box is perfect. It's fine. Complete inbox. So again, sorry, it's gonna be a little. I think I could do. There we go. All right. See, I'm learning. So here we go. Here's how we do it. This is the patented play and trade sticker. This is the 6th version we've went through. Unfortunately, not the final. But this is one we currently have. And then I'm just gonna sign it. A little quality assurance there. Boom. So what we do here. Let me move that back so you don't get right in front of me. There you go. Put it nice, resealable little poly bag. We get Hades in there. And this is actually one I have not played. Always wanted to. I did play Warriors Abyss because I'm very addicted to anything Dynasty Warriors, right? Anything really wuxia, I don't know the word. Romance of Three Kingdoms. I eat that stuff up. But that was a fantastic game. Apparently, that is a shot-for-shot Hades clone. So if I like the clone, I'm probably going to like the real game. But here, let me show you the next part we do. So, in a nice bag here. Now we got to put the condition sticker on. No, and the prices all go up here. I have to go through the great sea of price labels. In fact, I have a whole box full of price labels going through here. Again, it's a very big trade. Kind of odd for a Thursday. But here, we got Hades. And now what I like to do is I like to keep, because radical transparency is our motto here, hence why we do even these condition stickers. I like to keep the UPC codes so the customers can scan them, see what it's like online, check prices elsewhere. I'm very confident in our pricing scheme, and I always try to keep the ESRB and player count safe. So I'm going to probably put this bad boy right here, which is nice. It's just the size of a switch case. Okay. And there we go. Let me go this way a little bit, a little better for you guys. Bada boom. So that's one. That's the kind of time and care we put into everything. Now this one we got nice Pokemon, nice sealed. Easy. When it's sealed, that's my favorite. Because that is a very easy condition sticker to just hit new on. Diamond and Pearl was actually one of the ones I skipped. Now, PSA for anybody who's into the Pokemon space here, because they are closing the Pokebank February 27th, which is tragic because people are still buying those up all of the time. People still collecting Pokemon. And now there's going to be a cap to being able to move them up, which sucks. Then we got Cadence of Hyrule, and this is a cool one. I think I own this one digitally, so in other words, I don't own it. I am renting it on Faith. And as you can see here, by our Sony lot, we don't agree with Sony, which is a shame because Sony, used to be one of my favorite companies, but now gone the way of all the greed. But we're gonna do some Cadence of Hyrule here, and there is no insert in this box, which is unfortunate. A lot of Switch games don't have that. So mint, not applicable, complete in box. And that's how we do it. Now we got Shin Megami Tensei. Cool box art. I like when they have the internal or reversible covers. Very nice touch. I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei outside of Devil Survivor. 2 actually on the 3DS. I love the 3DS for RPGs especially. I just love having the 2 screens. I think it's the coolest thing in the world. But you get, the action on the top. You get the menus at the bottom. It's awesome. So here, we're going to do, it was mint. Again, non-applicable, complete in box. And feel free, if you guys see that there actually was supposed to be a manual on something, feel free to yell at me, because I'd rather somebody tell me now than somebody find out disappointed later. When we do these condition stickers, we're always trying to write the lowest possible condition it could be. So if it's somewhere between good and near mint, we're going to go good. If it's somewhere between minor damage and major damage, we're going to do major damage. And the reason I do that is because if the customer is going to be surprised, rather than be pleasantly surprised that they got something better than what they thought it was, then upset and get something worse than they assumed it was going to be. Again, we're all gamers too here, so I don't ever want anyone to get buyer or seller's regret. And one time, I have a big, not trade, but big lot that I'm going to probably bring in a day or two. And I will record how we do it step by step, showing how we even break down how we get the prices and everything. Because I want people to, when they're coming by or going to anywhere else, to be pretty informed. Because we're not in the business of ripping people off of their money. We're in the business of helping you guys grow and complete your collections, or move on to another one. This group here, this lot came from a guy who said he doesn't really game much anymore. He's 34, and he just decided that he's more passionate about music than video games. So he's getting rid of his collection, which that's the best thing I could possibly hear, because sometimes people come in, they're selling their collections because a loved one died. They're selling their collections because they need rent money, and happy to help people, of course, but I'd rather people be selling their collections to me from their own volition. I don't really want to make my money off other people's misfortune. So again, we always try to help pay out as much as we can. When we pay out, it's generally 30 to 70% market value, depending on what it is, how well it's going to sell, how rare it is, how many we have, kind of thing. And then we generally do around like 80 to 90% of that store credit offer, we do it in cash. Again, big, broad strokes answers here, but I always try to be absolutely transparent. Well, I'll even come around and like I'll show people literally, I'm going to sell this for this price. I'm going to give you this price. Let's talk. That's how I prefer to do business. Always open to haggling, if I can, of course. You know, if you're going to come in with another copy of Battlefield 3 for the 360, and you're going to want a bunch, that I'm probably going to have to be a little firm on. No, because I have 1,000 of them. But, you know, it always depends what it is. Pokemon, I'm pretty much guaranteed I'm going to give at least 70%. Because Pokemon is just printable money. I'm not the biggest Pokemon guy. I have nostalgia for Pokemon just like anybody else who grew up in the 90s. But not as much as some of these other people. Yeah, we're got a big lot here. Couple of good ones. Couple of ones you don't see too often, to be honest. Like Super Mario 3D Superstars. Classic. That one's always sought after by collectors. Though, honestly, we have a couple in right now. I'm pretty sure this one goes for a lot. I didn't do the Switch part of the trade. I did the final glance. My wallet cries because I'm the owner. Astral Chain. This is an awesome looking one that I bought at launch and I still haven't played because I am the worst. Okay. To get this there. All right. Now this one was a one on our bounty list for a while. That was already completed, but we do have what's called our bounty list. That's another thing that we do that's pretty unique, I'd say. And I'll show you. This is available to our members. But if you come in and you look up, sorry for the mess, look up, we have that up there. We have our bounty hunter board. It's also in our Discord. And I believe on our website as well. I don't know if it's active or just the rules on the website, but on the Discord it keeps up. There we go. And this one's got a nice little book. Love to see it. Always do a little quick pen through, make sure nothing crazy in any there. Some people leave cheat codes. I love to leave the cheat codes in there. Because that's always a fun thing to see from the older days. Back when cheat codes weren't your credit card number. But anyway, the bounty system. Basically, our members, which pay $25 a year for 10% off all pre-owned games and accessories, 10% extra when they trade things in. We allow them to do pre-orders, special orders, 10% off all of our Warhammer stuff, which is starting to pick up. It's not the biggest selling section of the store, but it's still pretty new. I'm getting into it tangentially myself. I'm building a Tau army. Just one more addiction. See, that one probably was not my best one because it was a little there, but you can still see. You can still see it as one. But again, mint. Still could see all the relevant information. Good to go. But our bounty system, like I said, basically you get to put in... Ooh, this is a good one. I have this one on the Wii U. Never felt the need to get it for the Switch, but that might change one day. I'm a sucker for anything Koei Tecmo and Omega Force. I love my Dynasty Warriors games. Anything hack and slash on a giant battlefield. I'm currently trying to find Sengoku Basara, the Capcom answer to Samurai Warriors, because I just eat that stuff up. And yet, again, because I'm the worst, I have not really played much of Dynasty Warriors Origins. While everybody was playing Dynasty Warriors Origins, the objectively better game, I was playing Warriors Abyss, as I said. But our bounty system. keep getting sidetracked. Are basically our members get to tell us 3 items that they want, and be it a game, console, accessory. We had a couple of movies people were looking for, a couple of VHS specifically. Pretty much anything that we could relatively get our hands on. They put a bounty on it, and just like a bounty board in an MMO, we post the bounty with a reward promised. So we'll say, for example, right there we got somebody's looking for a PS2 Slim. I will, instead of paying normally like 50 to 60% like I normally would for a PlayStation 2 Slim, maybe that week for that customer I'd pay 70%. So that way they would be getting that system in quicker. So it's not just like a wish list like other stores do. Some stores are like, just do a to call list, but we're actively moving forward. All right, now this is one I wanted to show because this one is an interesting one. Again, transparency is the biggest thing for me here. So this one, you might look at this and say, this is a fantastic value. We got Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5. Maybe not a fantastic value with Resident Evil 6, but at least the 2 are good. But the problem is, if you look right here, it says cartridge for Resident Evil 4, download code for Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. So that means this is really just Resident Evil 4 at this point. I'm not going to flip this over just in case it wasn't used. I'd like the customer to be able to take that gamble. So I'm not going to flip that over. Not on camera. But we're going to do mint, complete in box. Now I have to write in with my chicken scratch that says RE5NRE6 code. Now, customer might not understand that, but hopefully they'd ask for help, and we would explain that to them. We generally always try and, if a customer is buying something that we know, hey, probably shouldn't, that's not what you're looking for, you probably don't want that. Like if somebody's buying, for example, Disney Infinity, just the game, not the portal and not the characters and whatnot, we'll say, hey, just want to be sure that's what you actually want. Because again, we're not looking for buyer's regret. We're not looking for seller's regret. Ever, ever, ever. Hollow Knight. This is one that everyone's always looking for. And this one's got a lot of goodies in there too, which is nice to see. I actually have not played it because, believe it or not, own a retro game store. I am not big on Metroidvanias, though. Just not good at them. Anything that requires remembering where you've been, going back, and, backtracking, really, I just can't do it. My brain does not work that way. And when I was a kid, I had time. I would just rail my head against the wall nonstop and figure it out eventually. But owning a store, being a dad, don't have nearly the time or patience that I used to as a kid. And that's actually been difficult for me because one of my favorite games of all time, Tomb Raider, I don't know if I just got dumb as I got older, but I'm having trouble with the remasters going through and trying to solve the puzzles and everything because as a kid, I beat the game. I beat the whole game, Tomb Raider 1. As an adult, I can't do it. I'm struggling. But maybe another day. I'm more into the games that are strategy-based, turn-based strategy specifically. I'm not too big of a fan of RTSs. RTSs, I feel like, require a lot of more mechanical efficiency, whereas turn-based strategy games, you have all the time in the world to think. So really, I feel like it's a better gauge of your tactical ability, and not so much as your hotkey memory, because I will not remember hotkeys. Now this one was, I'm going to put manual insert mint, but it really was just one of those instruction things, which is kind of lame, but all right, we still got a lot here to go. Deadly Premonition, this is cool. Oh, with little postcards. That's awesome. A lot of this is the first time I'm seeing this for me, because the employees were pretty much like, hey, we're going to need you to come in today. This one's a little big for us. And I'm happy to do that because I'd rather I be here for this than trade this magnitude than potentially, employees miss the sale, not, miss something. My biggest thing is if we ever miss anything, because sometimes these big trades, you could really lose track of something, not give the right store credit, or not scan an item in kind of thing. I always want to make sure it's company policy that we actually if we find that we didn't pay you, we call you back. We're honest here. Now see, this one's weird because trying to fit that in, I think we got it. Yeah, not perfect, but kind of gets everything there. Not familiar with this one. Never played it, but looks cool. Not big into horror personally. All right, Super Mario Deluxe. Again, love the internal art. Pins look good. I very, very rarely have a problem with any Switch game conditions. Almost to the point where it's barely even worthy to mention. But it does happen. You never know what these people do. This guy seemed to be like a very, very well-meaning collector. Not to talk bad about anyone. We've had people come in with just we had a disc that looked like Wolverine got to it. And I don't know what people do with their stuff. You paid your hard-earned money to get these things. Maybe you didn't like it, but you still paid for it. I don't know. I find my childhood N64 to this day still looks better than the majority of the N64s I see come through here. And then we spend a lot of time cleaning them up. But this trade was just games, and that's my favorite kind of trade. It's the most exciting for me. Systems, yeah, they're cool. A couple times we get some cool systems. I'll show you this one over here. This was, speaking of the Switch, this over here, we got a lot of boxes. We got a lot of games. These are the ones we already had bagged and tagged. But over here, on our back wall here, we have the Dreamcast, but we have this little bad boy here, the Neo Geo X. Now this is really cool because this is effectively the Switch before the Switch came out, back in 2012. It even uses SD cards, proprietary SD cards, which is an interesting choice. I guess prevents, getting anything bootlegged or whatever. But yeah, it was you plug it to the TV and then you pick it up and you go, just like the Switch. But the world wasn't ready for it, and Neo Geo didn't have the Nintendo pull. I am very excited that Neo Geo is coming back in regards to the AES Plus, because I think retro physical media needs to be supported. And I'm kind of biased, owning a store, for sure. But that does not really behoove me at all to say that, because I don't think we're selling the AES Plus. I did apply to become a vendor, but I don't think we're going to get it. They never answered me back. But that kind of stuff, making older games playable on modern setups. The Mod Retro is doing a great job with it. Analog 3D, Analog Pocket, a big fan of those. I think that's where we should all kind of support right now, because that's the gaming industry, the current industry, is making some really questionable anti-consumer choices, I think. And I'd like to vote with my wallets. And instead of just saying, modern gaming's all bad, I'd rather have the positive reinforcement of, supporting the good ones when I can, at least. And for sure, the Neo Geo looks like one of the good ones. Especially since each one of those carts If you ever wanted to play a Neo Geo cart, like we have one on the back there, going for $1,400 now. Magician Lord, which was a pack-in, goes for about 400, and that's crazy. But the remakes that they're doing, the re-releases, are about 80, and that's fantastic. All right, we still got a lot to go here. No, let's switch it over. Here, let's go this way. So we got Tetris 99. Now this was a fun one. I believe this one you could just play online. So I'm not sure what this one goes for. I don't have any of these prices on me, unfortunately. Normally I would prefer to show list prices. This is the first time I'm doing something live like this, but I just thought it'd be fun. I want to start promoting my store channel because I'm going to start moving all my store content to the store channel. And I have to have stuff on the channel, so when I send people there, I'm going to do like a video of like, you know, I bought a game store. This is what I learned kind of thing. I bought a game store a year ago because as of August 1st, 2025, I'm now on the store for a year, and I've learned a lot. Mint, complete box. Learned a lot, and I would love to share some of that. And I'd love to be able to point people to be like, hey, go check us out. So currently, I'm working to get the store online, so people at least see the inventory before, you know, making a trip out here or something. We have in the Discord, and I'll post all the links kind of in the in post, I guess. I don't have anything there. I kind of just went live. I'll post the store channel. Someone in the Mexican restaurant is having fun there. We got one of those woo girls going on. Let me see if I can get so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Nah, that don't work. Learning. Sorry, guys. I'll change the camera back the other way. So we're about halfway done through the Switch games, and I still got all of the PS5 games, which is crazy. You don't often see too many collections come in that are of this kind of magnitude. Let me pull you down here and show you. All right. So, like, the thing is, when you see a collection like this, awesome to see. However, most people aren't willing to part with games like this because generally the value of newer games depreciates so quickly. So, like Resident Evil 3 here. Again, I'm going off memory here. This is probably like $25. I bet you when they bought this, they probably paid $60 for it. Some of these things. Oh, this one. Oh my God, this one is amazing. This game is so bad that it's fantastic. This game makes you feel like John Wick, with all of the worst parts of John Wick's dialogue, just up to 11. It's fantastic. And then this is another one. This is Live Hop Chainsaw, which kind of is immune to our like a kind of a limited run curse, but this one goes for a lot because it's like the convention exclusive cover. I also hate these limited run stickers. They're so hard to get off. But limited run stuff kinda, I think this is a limited run title. Limited run kind of has a tendency to sit because we are kind of close to limited run geographically. Most stores probably really do well with limited run stuff. Like, this is cool. This is an awesome game. But we are in a weird spot because we're very close. So some people will they'll go to limited run, they'll buy the games off the shelf, and then they'll come here and try to trade it in. Because it goes for a lot online. And I'm like, I could drive 20 minutes and go to limited run myself too. So also, you're the fourth person to do that today. So I don't know how they make their money with the plan that they do. They must have store credit or something, or some kind of, I don't know, some kind of deal. But people keep doing that, and they say, you know, I don't know. If you get it for cheap, I'm not going to complain. But like when they do their restocks, which I think is Thursday is their new stock day. Friday and Saturday, we'll usually see like 3 of the same copy of a game that we never see before, and it's like, all right, this is the limited one game of the week. Let me show you. Better angle again here. We're doing Ori. This one had a nice little. Oh, don't want people to see the soundtrack there. Nice little something or something there, but it's sealed, so I don't want to open that up. But it's there. I heard this is a beautiful little game. Never played it myself. But I do like the whimsy. Very, very whimsical looking. All right, so put that, get that in there. Still got a bunch to go. Owl Boy is the next one up. This one was actually one I was thinking about too. I don't know. This just looked really good. It's like an old Contra game, but I suck at those, admittedly. Again, the crazy twitchy ones I'm not as good at, as much as I would like to be, but I don't know. This one just looked really cool. Shoot 'em up action meets exploration-based adventuring. See, on a 2D. Oh, and then we got a nice little book. I'm a sucker for little books. Yeah, demastered. Yeah, that's what it's called, the demastered version, because it was like the time I was thinking of a spin-off movie. I want to say with Tom Cruise. Maybe I'm wrong. It wasn't the original Mummies, but this came out and they tried to demaster it because it was 2D. Is a retro style game. Though Terminator just came out with a retro style game. I'm drawing a blank on the name. People were complaining because it was only like 30 minutes long. For the price point, I can understand that complaint, but it was an arcadey game. It was pretty good. Again, another little Contra clone. That was mint. Ooh, I did rip the label a little bit. That's okay. I think whoever buys this will still appreciate the label as is. And if not, as I said, I was already thinking about it. Like I said, alcoholic owning a bar. But here, so Owl Boy. All right. Nothing in there. That means just a nice little mint. Non-applicable, completed box. See, I love Switch games. I do. They're so awesome to be able to play on the go. Absolutely love that. I just wish they had manuals, man. I mean, I know that's all modern gaming right now, but that's why I will live and die on the hill that the PS2 is the best thing to collect for. And I'll show you why. Hold on. I had a copy of it somewhere over here. Oh, here it is. So this is Metal Gear Solid 2. Fantastic. And it was on top of my whole bin because I have to see if my copy is nicer than this one. Because again, addict. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I sold my copies of Metal Gear Solid a long time ago when I got the HD collection. Like a fool, but now I'm trying to go back and get them. But I want to show you the coolest thing about this game, and most people don't know about this. But I eat this crap up. You go here, there is an instruction manga. So it's not just the instruction manual in this. They even keep it true to the game. Like, they show you the UI. They show you how to play. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. This blew my mind as a kid. Because back in the day, kids don't get this these days. When you're getting a game from KB Toys, you open it up in the back seat and you start thumbing through the manual to see all the cool things you do. And hold on, there's one part that drove me insane too. So, sword. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, you get a sword in this game? That's freaking sick. And I remember reading this on the way home. Then you only get the sword for like 10 minutes. But like, I was filled with that wonder. Like, I knew I was going to get a sword. I was so motivated to get the sword. Love it. Love it. But yeah, every single one. And Metal Gear Solid 3 also has that too, the instruction manga. So freaking cool. But back to Owl Boy, which has nothing. I'm sure it's a great game, but it has nothing inside, and that makes me sad. it just I felt like there was just I don't want to say more love in the product because I'm sure Owl. I don't want to. Again, I'm not shitting on Owlboy. I know nothing of the ways of Owlboy. SNK Hero. Yeah, this is I'm surprised one that doesn't have an art book or something in it because you think this is the kind of game that would, considering you know, my Shiranui's in it, so it should be it should have an art book. I'm sure there's art books dedicated just to her, but this is just one of those sexy lady fighting games. Don't ask me how I know that. I totally didn't play that when it came out. I did sell it though. Oh, next one, Ni no Kuni. That's another one I've always wanted to play. The Studio Ghibli kind of look. Very nice. And I see you've got a bunch of people watching. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Keeping me company as I'm here burning the midnight oil. I had plans to play the remaster of Lord of the Rings War in the North, which normally wouldn't be interested in because I own the original, but the original game was broken. So we were picking up on Steam. Gonna give it a shot. It had a glitch where you could not progress in the game if you talked to the wizard in Mirkwood, and you had to either delete the update file and play the whole game over again, or play with somebody who got past that section, because the mandatory quest was bugged. But they apparently fixed that, so I'm told. So me and my friends were gonna dive into that one, but alas, giant trade came in. Not upset about that. We'll play another day. This is awesome to see because games on games on games on games. And don't look at that. That's me. That's my maybe pile. Always got to go through a trade, and the vultures that we are as game store employees gotta circle a little bit. Make a hard maybe pile and then cut it down. Now, see what you might have noticed there is because I was talking, I sometimes will forget if there was a manual in there or not, and I had to go back and look. Again, mostly for the Switch, there's not. Oh, there is something in here. Again, full game download. So I got to write down that the RE1 is, where did my pen go? RE1 DL code. Tragic. There's no way they couldn't fit that on the cart. E1 code. Now, maybe the guy didn't use it, but I can't ever pay accordingly. People could, claim, hey, I never used the code, but we can't ever go off that idea. I would love to. I wish there was a way to check, hey, was this code used or not? But half the time you put the code in and it automatically redeems, so I don't want to do that. And Capcom, they be cooking lately. I'm currently working on the Exo Primal Platinum because I don't respect my time. That was a great Capcom game that kind of came and went real quickly. And the reason that was actually goes back to our digital ownership conversation here. Ownership, because that game was free on Game Pass. And I'll tell you what happened to it. That game was free. Everybody jumped on it because it was robots versus dinosaurs. It was freaking sick. Not this one. I don't know anything about this game. I'm talking about Exo Primal. That game was freaking sick. And people jumped on it. Didn't really understand how the game's progression system worked because it didn't do a good job of explaining it at all. Like, not one bit did they explain that, like, every time you invite a friend over, you go back to where the friend is in their storyline. But that game, nobody really paid for it. They all did Game Pass. So nobody put the $60 up for that game. And when they were done with it, after 2 hours, they were done with it. Because, again, they didn't pay for it. So it's a weird psychology, I feel like, happened to people where they didn't pay for the game, so they didn't feel compelled to get their value out of the game. So they came and went. And when it was an online only really game, yeah, there's bots, but it is PvP. The game kind of just died. Way too short. It was, I think he supported it for a year, but it was really dead after like 2 or 3 months. But I loved that game. It was like Anthem, Dino Crisis, Overwatch, Titanfall, all had a baby, and that was the dumpster that they left it in. It was crazy. It was a mess. There wasn't like any unique ideas in it other than the combination, and it was so fun. It was so fun. I love that game. But now they had Resident Evil Requiem, and Monster Hunter Wilds was just okay to me. Nothing will ever beat Worlds in my opinion. Worlds was fantastic. Katamari, that's the one that I've never played, but it doesn't look like my style, but it does look like it's genuinely fun. Hear about the Lord of the Rings? Yeah, I was talking about the Lord of the Rings War in the North Remaster. I am excited about it. I'm not big on digital only remasters. I did make the exception for Battlefront because it was the Xbox version on PlayStation. Well, actually, there's debate whether it was the PC. Anyway, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I was supposed to be playing that tonight, actually, but we didn't. I had this trade come in, so I didn't get to get on. They fixed the bugs that were plaguing the game and making it actually unplayable. And the problem with the bug is it was account bound. So if you had the Mirkwood bug and you played, you literally could get stuck and your account be stuck, which was a silly design choice. But I am very excited for it. Picked that bad boy up on Steam, and I am very excited. I'm going to play the dwarf this time. When I was younger, I played as the ranger, the Dunedain. I don't remember. I'm reading the books right now. So I kind of have been in the middle of a like Lord of the Rings multimedia adventure. I read the first book. Read the Hobbit. I skipped the Hobbit movies. I didn't really like the Hobbit movies, to be honest. But I read the Hobbit. Then I was supposed to play the game, but I didn't play the game yet because my PS2 laser's been on the fritz. I need to fix it. Then I read the book of The Lord of the Rings. Then I watched the extended trilogy for the first time, which was fun. Never did that before. Never watched the extended versions. Didn't even know how much more stuff there was. And it was funny because I was reading the books of Lord of the Rings and I was like, damn, the books go slower, man. They're so slow. The Council of Elrond is like 100 freaking pages. This takes so slow. And then I watched the extended edition. I was like, wow, they're not going through they're not talking enough about the Council of Elrond. What's going on? Now I actually like the books better. First time? Yeah, it was my first time, believe it or not. It was my first time. Very, very excited. I rented the second book from the library, and I freaking got 90% of it. So I didn't watch the second movie yet, but I'm very pumped to go. So my plan was to go do the book, then the movie, then the game. That was my plan, at least. I don't have enough time to actually get through all the games. So I'm running behind on schedule. But I know once the Lord of the Rings 2 Tower game is on my to-do list, man, I'm going to power through that. I love that game. Those old PS2 Lord of the Rings games were so good. I know apparently the first one, because it was based off the book, wasn't as good. But I never played that, so that'd be brand new for me. I am, honestly, though, I don't live around my friends that I used to play the Lord of the Rings Return of the King game, but they are saying, oh wow, that's cool. Look at that. We got a little art book. Oh man, I love this game. This game is fantastic. Yeah, hoping they do the Lord of the Rings Conquest. That would be amazing. And they did just do the Battlefront Classic Collection, so it's the same engine. They really should. I absolutely. That's my kind of. I only have 10 minutes to play. I'm gonna pop it in. Battlefront 2 is the game I've probably played most of my life. So I wasn't. There's another one where I wasn't too mad about buying it digitally.
I do wish they came out with a physical though. But the Lord of the Rings I'm most excited to play is the Third Age. I didn't know that one existed until I actually owned the store here. It came through, and that's what gave me the idea because it's like a Final Fantasy X JRPG that follows along with the movies, and that's freaking sick. No More Heroes too. We have an employee that loves the No More Heroes series, and it looks interesting. Okay, we got wild looking characters here. I don't know much. I think it's a hack and slash about it, to be honest. I'm not positive. I do like that it's got some kind of retro mini game there. That's pretty cool. That's the cruel irony of owning a game store. You see all the games that you want, and you have no time to play them. No time at all. But one day, I'm going to retire, and my library is going to be legendary. Nah. Right now, the games I'm working on is, like I said, Exoprimal when I need mindless grinding, Battlefront 2 when I need mindless grinding that's not contingent on a multiplayer, or Unicorn Overlord. That's the solo game I'm playing. I love that game. Anything Vanillaware, anything Atlas, to be honest. I feel like I've never played a bad Atlas game. So I'm not into Persona. I've never played Persona. People keep telling me I would love Persona, and it's got Atlas. So I'm pretty confident that I would enjoy it. I just have not got around to them yet. Yep, that looks good. I feel like I played a bit of that on Steam. No manual. Again, really wish these had manuals. Like, look at the gorgeous art. I feel like a little manual, a little art book in there would be awesome. This close to greatness. Switch packaging, this close to greatness. All right. And yeah, I've realized just now that I have not been signing these. Usually, what I do, the big stack at the end, and I just autograph it. But we had a problem where one of our employees was just writing major damage, so I guess he didn't have to do anything. I don't know who it was, but that's why we had to do it now, unfortunately. So somebody ruins it for everybody. This is another one. I'm so excited for the new Fire Emblem, even though I love the inner artwork that some of these games have. Like this. Oh, wow. I was going to make fun of this game, but this is even better. Okay, that's even better. Oh, my gosh. We're getting a good run here. There. Oh, my goodness. No. Okay, I'm trying to make a point. They all came through. These look so immensely better than the ones that don't have them. It's so much more personality in there. That's funny. They're all great. These all passed my test. Good to know. But I love the direct for the new one. They're like, this character could use gauntlets, and some of these gauntlets could look like modern day firearms. And then she just does the backflip and pulls out a gun and go bam. And I'm like, what? How is this Fire Emblem? But honestly, I'm here for it. I enjoy. I haven't played a Fire Emblem I didn't like except for really Engage. And Engage, I did like the gameplay. I just didn't like the characters. It was weird. They were like watching you sleep and like admiring you and like saying how cool it was to watch you sleep and how you were the best sleeper. And it's just like they were so infatuated with you because you were their god that it was kind of weird to me. But this is one I've always wanted to try. I feel like this is a good bridge for me to go from Fire Emblem over. Just like they have Fire Emblem Warriors, which I feel like is a game that was meant for only me, and I don't know who else would even play that. But I love that game. Now that's cool. Look at those stickers. Stickers, I think, are weird because I can never decide where I would ever stick anything. Blasphemous looks sick. You have to try it? Yeah, I loved Blasphemous. Well, that's kind of a lame poster, not gonna lie. But All right. It's kind of a lame poster. Blasphemous, I played a little bit of it. Again, I'm not big on Metroidvanias, but like, wow. The presentation was amazing. I love Warriors games. Can't wait for the new 3 remaster. I know. I know. I feel like I'm going to love Dynasty Warriors 3 remaster better than I would like Origins. Again, I have to go back and actually like play Origins properly. Um, I didn't really like 9. I didn't hate 9 as much as everybody else did. I appreciated that they tried something new. Origins was awesome. I like 9 Empires. I should clear that up. I love the Empires games. But when Origins came out, I had a very young child, so I didn't get to give it my full attention. And I just kind of gravitated more towards Warriors Abyss, which was the roguelike Hades clone that they came out with at the same time. They're still updating it too, which is awesome. But I platinumed that game completely during nap time while the game was muted, actually. So, fun fact. Absolutely loved it. All right, we are we're almost done with the Switch games, and I got all the wow, whole box of PS5 there. The good thing with PS5 is a lot of it's still sealed. And what's interesting, Empires are always the best version. 5 Empires is the GOAT. That is probably my favorite game of all time. Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. Absolutely. My buddy, my cousin-in-law, and I actually just started the hardest difficulty run on 360 because I played it on PS2, and then I found out that the 360 had achievements, and used to be when I had more time. I used to be an achievement trophy whore, so I had to go get them. I was for a while I was trying to get all of the trophies for all of the Dynasty Warriors games, and Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends is the one that broke me because you had to do some really, really stupid amounts of grinding. Now this is a good one. Believe it or not, since they remade the Galaxy on the Switch, they have the GameCube thing, the GameCube Switch membership, and then this one's been around a bunch. This game isn't nearly as valuable as it used to be. It used to be like $120. Now it's coasting around 75 to 85, depending where. I mean, some people are still putting it for ridiculous amounts because not everybody knows about that. But the price for this one significantly dropped, which is cool to see. I like, believe it or not, that games are cheaper. I like when there's competition, and it's good. I like when people have options. I would rather sell like 500 games at a $2 profit than one $1,000 game for pure profit. I like making people happy by volume. But we also go by the market. We go by price charting, and we get the current market value of everything here. Now, we've looked at all these. I don't know what this one is. I don't think I've ever seen this one come through, but looks pretty cool. I feel like I know that. I've heard that name before. That's so interesting. The time releases are lame. Yeah, no, time releases are stupid. The worst was like Fire Emblem had a 6-month digital only release for like $8. These were Fire Emblem 1 and 2, and there was a collector's edition that was so nice that sold out in 30 seconds because Nintendo never overproduces anything ever except for the Metroid Dread Amiibo pack. That's the only thing I've ever seen that they couldn't get rid of. That was cool. Again, this is another limited run one. We have had a lot of trouble selling limited run here. Some of them, don't get me wrong, some of them sell immediately, but some of them just kind of sit. Being in North Carolina, being 20 minutes away from limited run, some people just wait till they go to limited run to get it, or they got it from limited run when it released. It's we're in a weird pocket of economy. If we were one state over, we would be able to probably move limited run stuff a lot more consistently. But a lot of it's high dollar, and a lot of it is when I say high dollar, it's not even that it's that high of a value of a game often. It's just people expect a certain like amount. They see what it goes for online, so they want that value because they think it's the S&P 500 and it's only going to go up. Which I'm sorry to say, it's not. That's not the case. I've had people come in and be like, I just bought this limited run game off the shelf. It's the last one, so you should give me full market value for it. I'm like, no, that's not how that works. They're like, but it's only going to go up, and that's speculation. You think it's going to go up. We can't be guaranteed that it's going to go up. I can't pay you on what you think the the value is going to be. But not everybody understands the business as much. All right, so now we got tons and tons and tons of PS5 games here. Again, I already talked about this one. I love this one so bad that it's good. I have that one already though. But if I didn't, this one would be, believe it or not, out of all the gold that's in this stuff, this would have been my first pick because I love funny bad games. All right. Now this one we got the good old classic clearance sticker. Whoa, love it when it rips on you. Fantastic. Feel the pain through the screen. All right, so that's going to be one that I'm going to probably have to get some little alcohol and scrub that one off, which is not that bad. Nothing is worse than the limited run stickers on the bottom. They just hold on to like Gollum to the ring. Cannot get rid of them. Oh my god. Oh my god. Watch me struggle. There's honestly, when I first bought the store, I literally let my nails grow out a little bit, as disgusting as it is, because the old owner used to open every game, put a sticker on the case, and separate like the GameStop does. They put the game in the drawers. I think that's silly. Stickers suck. Yeah, no, they're the worst. I hate them so much. And that's why I do this. That's why I literally do all this. So again, if you guys are just joining us in, I'm just kind of processing this giant trade that we got in. And instead of putting a sticker on this sealed game and devaluing it for no reason, this is what we do. We put it in here. Bada boom. It's protected. Game's protected. Seal it up. And because it's sealed, it's nice and easy. We're just going to put sealed and mint. Sealed, mint. Easy. Yeah, that's how we do it. I saw somebody once comment on one of my... I got to clean that up a little bit. We're going to put them under the side because I got to clean it up some more. I'm very much a stickler. I am so OCD with my games that I had to do that. Was that from the one guy today that dropped off like 4 boxes of stuff? Oh, yeah. If you saw us, yeah. That was somebody. I'm not going to give out his name or anything, of course, but yeah. We got this all in today. Stickler for sticklers. Yeah. Exactly. Neo. That's a fun one. Because one Neo, this is the collection. We had regular Neo over there. That's a shirt? Yeah, make a shirt for that for sure. We are trying to work on getting shirts in our store because people have been asking us. This is an insane haul. Yeah, it's only part of it too. It's only part of it. There's one of those ones where it's like I don't have enough money in the store for this today because I don't like to keep a lot of money in the store for safety reasons. I much prefer like PayPal or something like that. But sometimes there's fees. Sometimes people. His words were exactly. He's like, "Nah, man, I need to see some dead presidents if you want to get this trade." So I was like, "Okay." Yeah, I picked up 2 N64 games when I dropped it off. Neo was a good game. Part 3 I've not finished. I haven't finished a single Neo because when I play Souls likes, I play with one specific friend. I'm terrible at these games. Remnant also was the case. I'm terrible at these games, but he's amazing at them. Like could write wikis on them so much. Yeah, Ben Franklin wasn't ever president. I agree. That's why I wasn't gonna mock him for that, but yeah, he is so good at these kind of games that he uses me as a crutch as an extra difficulty thing, and when I play, he kind of carries me through them. It's like makes them harder for him and makes it a little easier for me. But Neo, you had to clear the section first, and then you could play together. And I just hate that. How about you just get good? How's it going, Zach, man? Good to see you, brother. Here's some good ones. Now, this one, we got No More Heroes again, 3. So we got all 1, 2, and 3 here. Wo Long was good. Souls like, yeah, I love Wo Long because, as I was talking before, I absolutely love anything Romance of the Three Kingdoms based. I eat that up. Wo Long was too easy for him, though, so he didn't like that game. I thought Wo Long was kind of perfect, and I really loved it. Guilty Gear. Now, this one is one of those ones, like, I don't know how I'm going to bag and tag this without putting a sticker on it, so we're going to probably put a nice little condition sticker. Let me see if I can find one around here within reach. There's one. This is not the price of it. Basically, what I'm going to do is going to put a little price in here, a little condition sticker here. We have a top loader here, and then we just going to put that in front in the case, because it's probably going to go in the case. No, PS5 collector's editions don't sell too well, admittedly. We have a beautiful, beautiful collector's edition up there. Armored Core. Oh my god, I love that game. I talk about Souls games. It's not a Souls game, but it is a FromSoft game. And all my friends who beat all the Souls likes, they platinum them. They're so good at gaming. They just said they could not handle. They thought Armored Core was the hardest one, and I thought that was funny to me because I thought Armored Core 6 was a joke. I thrashed that game like it was nothing. I stopped at 7. I played 7 online PvP games, won 7 games. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hang it up there so I never lose. But I can say I'm undefeated. I will very easily. I didn't even check this, believe it or not. Now, all these I checked before and they were totally mint. But I see, like, look at that. Gorgeous. Belongs in a museum. Beautiful. We always try to pay more when they're minty too. But yeah, so all my friends who played the Armored Core game couldn't grasp Armored Core, but they could grasp all the Souls like. Whereas I could just destroy that. The new Armored Core one, the boss was a tank. It took me a few tries for sure. Yeah, like what was it? Even the first like helicopter boss like drove a bunch of my friends to just quit the game. And I'm like, you guys play Souls like. It took me like 80 tries to beat. Literally 80. I did it on stream. It took me like 80 tries to beat the Trace Sentinel, and you guys were fine with that. But like, I don't know. Armored Core just clicked for me. But these Souls-like games don't. I think it's because I like the hyper-aggression, whereas a lot of Souls games you have to be a little more patient, and I'm not a patient person, I guess. I do love Bloodborne is my favorite one of those. Absolutely. Love Bloodborne. And really wish they didn't can Blue Point, and we could have gotten that rumored remastered. Though, you know, Sony gonna do Sony things lately, I guess. Who knows? All right, we did also get. I want to point out, just to do my duty, we got Helldivers, and this one was already bagged and tagged. So this is what it looks like when it is completely done and bagged and tagged. So our buddy Tom did that. Did Near Mint, complete in box. Game there. Now, this is awesome. I have a bunch of these in. Blue Point getting canned was so sad. So many remasters they I heard that they were working on a Legend of Dragoon, and if that was true, and they canceled the Legend of Dragoon remake, I will never forgive them, because that is my favorite JRPG of all time. But yeah, Helldivers 2, the update is literally insane. This game is absolutely peak it's ever been right now. This game, it waxes and wanes depending on the updates. This is phenomenal right now. And it's only $20. Used, I think $22 new. I have a bunch of copies because I just want to do my part and recruit for Super Earth. Now, running out of shelf space here to stay organized. All right, these are new. Now, this was a cool one. Cult of the Lamb. I don't really like to play games where I've never played this one. This one's sealed too. I'm one of the people that likes to collect things sealed because I like to open them, and I love just that untouched snow feeling of opening up a new game. You generally have to pay a little more for that, and again, I'm an addict, so it's not the smartest thing to do. but I do love it. I believe my wife is watching right now, so sorry, honey. It happens all the time. These are all sealed. Oh, Mortal Shell. This one was one that went for a lot. Speaking of Souls like, um, oh, this is gonna be one of those stickers. Oh boy, oh boy. Lock in, boys. This is gonna be the real Souls like battle. Oh, unstoppable, baby. Let's go. That's always a satisfying feeling. Remnant, fantastic Souls like with guns. But I was gonna say, Cult of Lamb. I'm not usually one who is a fan of playing as like bad guys. I like to always be the kind of hero. This one, oh my god, this one I've always wanted. This is gonna have to go in my hold bin right there because another Crab's Treasure is apparently one of the best Souls-like spin-off, Souls-like games out there. Oh my god, there's a little. Oh, don't even look. Don't look at my voucher. I don't care. It's a soundtrack. Whatever. This is gonna be mine. This is gonna go home with me. I'm sure. Another Crab's Treasure. Yeah, I heard this one is an incredible Souls-like. But yeah, I don't like playing as the bad guys, and so like Cult of the Lamb, you can play as kind of like a good guy, but that's a little more on the, uh, you know, it's pushing it. It's pushing it. I like to be the good guy. So these are all sealed, and this is this is one of the alternate covers, the convention covers. Now this is just one of those things that just probably won't sell anytime soon. Which is why I'm trying to get my store online a little bit, because things like that, there is a market for it. It's just not really around here. Right now, I'm just trying to get all the sealed stuff together. Sorry, I should be showing you guys. Somebody said well long before. Silent Hill F. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I'm not a big horror game guy either. I just don't really get scared in games. I'm not like trying to sound tough or anything. It's just like I know I'm not in danger. So if it's a game where it's like I'm trying to stay alive, it doesn't really vibe for me. But something like Resident Evil 5, I'll enjoy more because you're protecting there's a friend that you got to care for and protect. Like Dead Space, I love Dead Space. It doesn't really apply. But if or Last of Us, better example. Like, I got to look out for Ellie. I like that better. It works for my stupid brain, I guess. All right, so this is all the sealed ones. We're going to bang through the sealed ones real quick. GTA 5. Don't get me started on GTA 6. You can start doing online orders and stuff like that. I want to at least get the store online so you could see the inventory online. I might do some things, but we're still a small store, so I don't want to like open up the floodgates and have just 1 week where I just sell everything out and then I have nothing in the store. So it's got to be something we like kind of, ease into. GTA 5. Now, I worked the midnight release of this game back in 2013. That was probably the single craziest day of work, in retail at least, that I ever had. There was 150 people online in our little tiny corner GameStop. And I will never forget the amount of children's hearts I had to break when I had to tell parents what was in that game. It was so funny. Like, I'm sorry, but it was hysterical. And it was funny to see the difference between, I know a guy that would definitely buy some stuff. He's a collector, so if you would have some kind of classic retro games, he would definitely buy it off you. Yeah, no, there's a market for it, man. It's why I'm here. That's what we're doing. And I'm definitely would love to get to the point where I'm completely available online too. But it's just something we have to be careful about and ease into because we are still growing. We've only been at this for a year. Well, the store itself has been at it for 20 years coming October, the storefront. But we're eyes full. We're always growing. I'm going to keep trying my best to keep growing this place as much as we can. Here, let me give you guys a better view of this other stuff that's already done. We got a couple good ones like Shovel Knight, Shadow of Mordor, I love that one. Doom Eternal, Marvel Spider-Man Classic. Some of those are common, sure, but just because they're common doesn't mean they're bad. There you go. This one, however, this is one of the worst games of all time. And in fact, that's funny that it goes for $8 because I think it goes for more used than new. I gotta double check that price because I'm pretty sure we got them new for $5 at one point from my vendor, and I bought them because they were funny. It was Yoji Shinkawa did the artwork, and that's about the only good thing about this game is Yoji Shinkawa. It is a tactical espionage game in the front mission universe. Cuphead. That's another one I was really thinking about. I have that on Steam, but I gotta. Oh, this one. I have this one already. This one is so good. I love me a good western. Believe it or not, never finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Um, that's one of those games I start all the time and just like, wow, this game deserves all my attention, and I can't get it. Ah, here's a good one in here. If I can get it out. Vanquish and Bayonetta. This is such a good bang for $35. Crazy. Such a good bang for your buck. Well, I know you aren't near me at all. I'd walk in every weekend just to annoy you. Nah, you wouldn't be annoying. Man, we get people just come by to just hang out all the time. I don't mind at all. It does make the day go by a lot faster. But this game here, Vanquish. Everybody knows Bayonetta. Not everybody knows Vanquish. This game is like a third-person Gears of War Iron Man, and it's so fun. You can just like knee slide, and his knees have like these rockets that he just like knee slides all over the place. It's awesome. A lot of fun. Onimusha. I've always wanted to play this one, but again, gotta cut myself off somewhere. Otherwise, I'd take them all home, and my wife would kill me. Can't get too high in your own supply. I learned that from Scarface. I get most of my economics lessons from mob movies. Okay, we got Ghost Runner. Now this is a fun one. This one you need like machine level precision. It's a platformer, but like man, when you pull that off, you feel like a fucking badass. I wish I could like do this and like also have like B-roll of the movie play of like the games playing at some point, but I don't have that technical know-how. I just hit go live. I figured I was gonna be here for a few hours anyway. Might as well. And again, afterwards, I'll pin in the comments the link to our store account. I'd like to just kind of do this stuff from my store account, but I don't have 50 subscribers yet because I don't have any content on there yet because I can only live stream from this account. This is my personal YouTube, and like this is, you may be interested. I don't know. But it's just kind of like just my hobby one, just for fun. And I usually stream like awful games, like games that I find that are so bad that they're funny. That's what I like. My favorite YouTuber inspired me to do that. His name is Obo Shoes. He's just a funny guy. Another one, sealed day one edition. See, that's interesting. So like these, like I said before, this is the kind of stuff that like you don't often see because most people don't want to part with these things for the price that a store like me could give them. Normally, they paid $70 for this when it came out. It's the day one edition, so I'm assuming he paid $70 for this, and I don't have the current value. I'm gonna guess it was 50, so we probably gave him 35 ish. Again, this is off the top of my head. I could be wrong. But that's about the rate. Look at all that legalese. Look at the disgusting legalese. Come on. Go back to a PS2. Look at the... Just compare. Just compare. Look how much more fun this game looks to this. Just PS2 was the best design of their boxes, the manuals, everything. It was just so much better. And I know I'm probably sounding old, like, oh, back in my day, games were better, but they were. The packaging was better. Sorry, not sorry. Whoa, long. We were talking about that before. Love that. Again, anything Koei Tecmo instantly has my attention. Same thing with that. Koei Tecmo, their games aren't necessarily good, but I still love every single one I've played, I think. I don't know if I've ever played a bad one. And just like Atlas, I don't know if I've ever played a game from Atlas that I don't like. Though, there is one over here I want to say. I don't know what's over here. So, I've never played a game that's made by Atlas that I don't like. Though, this one looks like it might be a contender. 101 Party Megamix. Yeah, I don't know. I got a feeling that that's probably not like up to Atlas quality. but maybe it was a cash in for some Wii shovelware. Wii is like the only system, and PS2 kind of too. PS2 is nostalgia, but Wii is just something else. Wii will any kind of shovelware, people will buy it. I don't know why. Like Wii lumberjack, you're just hacking away. That fishing, anything we will sell. Let me switch it back. There we go. Back to bagging and tagging. Luckily, see, there's not too much nuance in this trade because a lot of times we get like a giant trade, and it'll be this one's missing the manual. This one needs a new spindle. This one needs, anything, any number of things. This one has the steelbook but no game. This one has the game but missing the Anyway, this is all mint and sealed right now, so very, very easy to do. And there we go, Chronos. Now I don't know. I think it's like a horror space game. Looks kind of cool. The last horror space game I wanted to try was Directive 8020, which was the supermassive game. But co-op's only local right now. They don't have online. So I literally bought that for my boy. Long story short, I traded a bunch of broken consoles and stuff to GameStop because I buy them sometimes. My repair tech was taking too long to return some things. GameStop had a promotion, so I traded some broken stuff to GameStop. And I got a game for my buddy and me, Directive 8020. And, well, we can't play it online because there is no online, which is very disappointing because the Supermassive, actually, I shouldn't have done non-applicable because I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going to write sealed. That's okay. So if anybody comes in, feel free to admonish me for this being potentially wrong. It says in-game stickers, and it does. I gotta. All right. So I'm gonna fix it. Silly mistake. In my defense, I am rambling. All right. Still have this pile and these two to go. Then we will be done with that. I still have to go back and sticker them, but I think I'm going to leave that for the crew tomorrow morning because it's already almost 11 o'clock. And I want to get home because I want to play games. Now, I think my plans for War in the North tonight with my buddies are thoroughly squashed. However, we've been really playing another game called Terranoff, Heroes of Descent. It's a digital-only game. We had it on PlayStation before Sony went lame. But it's like a bad, poor man's Baldur's Gate 3. But what I really like about it is every level is designed to be completed in a play setting, session. So like every level is only 40 to 60 minutes long, and I love that games are doing that now. They're like starting to realize like, hey, our prime customer base, 30-year-olds have work. Oh, there we go. Get it. Boom, baby, unstoppable. Let's go. But yeah, so a lot of gaming zeitgeist kind of going on now is that games should be like digestible sizes at a time. I don't know what this is. Shadows of the Damned, Hella Remastered. I don't know anything about this one. It looks interesting though. Yeah, I like that games are starting to be like, okay, what if we just break it into a bunch of parts? People could fit a good game night in with the boys and feel like they got somewhere. That's why I was really big into Monster Hunter World for a while, because like you just get, you and the boys sign up for one good hunt, boom, get the hunt down, feel like you played a good amount. Sometimes you play a certain game like Baldur's Gate 3, and I love Baldur's Gate 3, don't get me wrong. but you'll play Baldur's Gate 3 for an hour and only get lore exposition. Which again, I'm the kind of gamer that would love that. Believe me, I would, and I do. But just not always. Sometimes just life changes and you don't have the time that you used to. And I've been learning that more and more each day. Oh my god, I'm on fire right now. Let's go. My crowning achievement, and there's a short on the channel, was when I ripped the sticker off of a Pokemon Sapphire that was sealed. And let me tell you, the booty cheeks were clenched for that one. Honestly, I shouldn't have done it in retrospect. It was like a freaking Friday morning. Or no, it was a Monday morning, I think, before coffee. Sunday morning. Maybe, I don't know. It was early morning. I was still drinking my coffee, feeling kind of bold. And I just freaking went for it. And it worked. It freaking, oh, so scary. Because that was I think at the time, $1,300 game that I could have ripped the seal on, and I could have just nuked the value of. But thank you, God. Jesus smiled upon me that day. And it sold like within an hour. It was crazy. See, this is what I was talking about. This is that horrible, horrible sticker that just does not. Weapons grade here. Weapons grade does not come off. And you always got to be careful when you like push, because there's a lot of these empty spaces, especially on the cases nowadays. They're like kind of cheaper, but like there's indents for where the disc is, and if you push in, you could like, kind of ruin that too. So I might put this one to the side for tomorrow. Deal with that one tomorrow. There we go. Fires Rubicon. We talked about that one earlier. Love it, love it, love it. And I thought for when I was playing it, like maybe in my build, I just picked the right build right away. I don't know. It just kind of clicked to me. Giant shotgun, giant minigun. There's like a railgun on my left shoulder and like missiles on my right or something, and it just worked. I always think that word's cool. Rubicon. This one's annoying. So this one is nice, very nice. Love a steelbook. I'm a sucker for a good steelbook. Let me tell you, nothing makes me more excited. I'll get steelbooks even if I don't like the game. I just love the steelbooks. It's my favorite thing to collect for. But bagging and tagging them kind of sucks. I'm gonna put that one to the side again too, because I should stick with the new one. I just got excited to talk about a steelbook. This one's also steelbook, nice and sealed. But does it fit? Does it fit? Does it fit? That's what she said. It might not. Oh, we might have it. We might have it. Oh my goodness. It is. That's not happening. I don't want to ruin the cellophane. Put that one to the side for later. Resident Evil 2. That'll be nice and easy. Now, Resident Evil... Sorry, 4. Excuse me. I could read. Numbers are hard. Resident Evil 4. I obviously played that game tons of times. I haven't played the remake yet. For the what I think is a funny reason. My dog doesn't like zombie sounds. So I have a bunch of Resident Evils. 7, 8, 9, and 4 remake. I just haven't done because I feel bad that my dogs get nervous around zombies. The answer is just put a headset on, you idiot, and play the damn game. But, you know, what can I do? I'll do it eventually. Again, like I said, the problem of being in video game retail is you're surrounded by games that you just don't have time to play. This one is one that I haven't played much of by choice, because I want to go through. I'm waiting until after the Volume 2 collection comes out, because I want to play through all the games in order of release, not in order of chronological. I thought I would do chronological at first, but it's just hard to go backwards in Metal Gear Solid because the controls get so much better as time goes on. So I'm waiting specifically for that. My wife was so sweet. When I bought the store, she bought me a shirt that said Big Boss on it. Because that's all she knew was that Snake was called Boss. And I appreciate the offer. I appreciate her gesture, I mean, I should say. This was a fun one. I played the demo for this one. It seems like kind of like almost like a job-based Souls-like Final Fantasy thing. But I remember the dialogue was very bad. But Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja, that's a good squad. Maybe I'll give it another chance. But this one is sealed, so I'd rather not open a sealed product to test it. Market research, ladies and gentlemen. Market research. That's what I tell myself. Yeah, this game is so bad. It's so good. It has like no idea what it wants to be, and yet it knows exactly what it wants to be. It's a weird one. It's like a Ninja Gaiden kind of like slasher, but also a shooter, and you just have the coolest executions I've ever seen in a video game. Because your main character, she walks around with a gun and a katana, and it's just freaking sick. But then it also goes through random like times where you're just like at a diner, and it also goes at random times where you're just playing like a claw game, and then it just goes into random anime cutscenes, and then random like karaoke. It's all over the place. It highly suggest. Highly suggest. So Cult of the Lamb again. I don't really. It didn't really jive with me. It was also super broken when I played it. Just not big on the demonic stuff, but it was a fun game when it worked. I remember I had a bug where it was you couldn't get past anything after a ritual, and the ritual was like kind of the biggest, big mechanic of the game, and it just didn't work for me. My mountain of games over here is starting to fall because if you don't push the air out, it kind of bubbles up, and you have to like put it down. Yeah, once Sony started getting all funky with their stuff, I'm amazed someone would sell their whole library like this. Yeah. So what he said was he just wasn't into gaming much anymore, and I don't blame him. I mean, I see here it's a lot more recent stuff, so I always kind of notice things about collections. This is more recent stuff. He did have some PS2, he did some Wii. So this is the bounty system I was talking about earlier. So we've got a couple bounties coming in. We had one for Corey. I don't want to like show their names off, but so like we had Celeste come in, we had Damon X Machina, Catherine Full Body, Bayonetta, and Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I don't want to show their names and stuff, obviously, but it prints out a little receipt and shows that they had dibs pretty much for the bounty. But I've noticed this is all a lot of modern stuff. They very clearly love The Witcher Witcher 3 because they've traded in every version of The Witcher 3. So I'm surprised. That's what surprises me. If you love a game truly like that, you sell it. But the library itself, this is probably more recent hobby. He did say that his girlfriend. He likes to watch his girlfriend play games. He doesn't really like to play games himself anymore. Some people, the opinions change. I hope he doesn't have seller's regret. I gave him the best offer I physically could. There's no money left in the store at all. I have to go there tomorrow, go to the bank tomorrow to make sure we get open. That happens sometimes. But, this is a fun one. I haven't played the second one. I did play the first one a lot from Blockbuster back in the day. I miss Blockbuster. But yeah, so maybe he's switching to digital for the older stuff. Maybe he kept his retro stuff. I'm not too sure. I try not to pry too much. But he was pretty open for most people selling their collection. Most people, like I said, uh, usually they're doing it to pay rent. They're doing it to um, someone in their family died or something. This was great. This was he just didn't want him anymore. He just didn't want him, and he said he would rather focus his collecting on music and vinyls. And he just was kind of his girlfriend still plays video games. He just watched her play video games. If he still wants, if he's still looking for that. So it sounded like of the couple, this was like half their collection. And again, this is all modern stuff, so I'm assuming he's probably still got a lot of retro stuff. Because when people come in with big collections like this and they're saying, they're downsizing, I always wonder, like, what do they actually have still at home? Probably have quite a lot. Awesome to see. Yeah, I think this was 200 games in total. Around there. I don't know what this is, but this looks cool. Stylish combat, a unique fighter, dynamic AI. Not much more to go by on that one. But it looks pretty cool. Alright, mint, sealed, mint. I'm so grateful for all these being sealed. It makes this so easy. I will show for the one. I usually don't like to talk about what I take home because I feel like I'm cheating, and I don't ever post in my Discord. We have like a show your gaming haul, but honestly, this one looks pretty cool to me. I've never seen it before, but I love the ancient China aesthetic. So that one is kind of the one I'm most interested in, and my buddy said the Souls buddy I was talking about. He said I need this one. So I was gonna probably try it, rent it, and bring it back. That's the best part about being a game store owner, is I can rent whatever I want when it comes in. I just gotta bring it back. Just gotta make sure that I actually bring it back. I said that about a Dreamcast, and I have not yet brought it back. But I will after I play Berserk. That was my plan. We'll see. We'll see if maybe Berserk is going to be amazing. So I imagine it will be. I own 3 Dreamcast games in total. It was Berserk, Unreal Tournament, and Soul Calibur 1. When I bought Unreal Tournament, I'm like, why did I buy this? I'm not keeping this system. So, looks like I'm keeping it for now. Stellar Blade. This is one I've always wanted to play. Seemed like an easier Souls-like. Also, aesthetically awesome. But I played the opener, and I just haven't gone back to it yet. I played more garbage games trying to copy this than actually playing the game itself. Which is really funny because there's so many AI, AI or asset flips, whatever you want to call them, probably both, of games that are trying to capture this on PSN, and they're all awful. But this one is definitely on my to-do list because it looks fun. And when I played the demo, it was definitely more of a manageable Souls-like. I don't even know if you can even consider it a Souls-like or just an action RPG. I feel like that term's overused. This is another one that I don't think I'm going to be able to fit in the polybag. So my manager and his brother are far better at bagging and tagging than me. Actually, all my staff is better at bagging and tagging than me. I usually am buying the game. Look at that. Son of a bitch. Those stickers. I don't know why people sticker their games. Well, it's not them, it's the stores. But why? Why? Oh, here. Here's where you go, be bold. Okay, ready? Be bold. Be bold. Nope. Didn't pay off. That's how you do, Live by the sword, die by the sword. Sometimes The fast rep is good. Sometimes the fast rep is not. I think I'm going to leave that one for tomorrow also. This was an interesting looking one. I heard nothing about this, but I found it on the Switch 2 for like $20, like on like a clearance sale. I'm a sniper for the deals. And this definitely looks like the kind of game that I wouldn't see. Before all this, I was always a Sony first. I liked the trophies. I love the platinum trophies. I've been a Sony guy my whole life. I'm really starting to just kind of bounce around. I feel like a free agent, you know. My whale himself is a free agent. Joke's on you there, Sony. I also realized I didn't put a sticker on the mock on that one. Bada boom. Oof. It's a late night tonight. I was supposed to be off today too, but the opportunity was too great. I don't know why I'm not sitting down for this. I'm a moron. This game, for Spoken, was not good. It was so Marvel in its writing. Like, I'm a millennial, technically, but I hate millennial writing. It's just, they don't ever shut up. Everything's got to be a quip. They never take anything seriously. So I didn't like this game very much. Visually, incredible. But it did feel very floaty. This was one metaphor I really wanted to play. My buddy Jay got this for me. And I've yet to try it. I booted it up, but again, it was at that time where my kid was very little, so I started it, but I just could not have the time for the RPG aspect of it. This also came around the same time as 100 Heroes came out, or Last Line, 100 Last Line. I don't remember what it was called. By the Danganronpa people. I wanted to play that game so bad, I just didn't have time. Problem is, I love these giant RPGs with beautiful world building and characters, but that's not what the schedule allows. The schedule allows things like COD, but I will not go and play COD. That's not the kind of gamer I am anymore. When you don't have much free time, I don't want to go and play PvP sweaty games and then like risk having a bad time. I'd rather play something I know is going to be fun. So usually I always have a plan of what I'm going to play that night if I have time available. And tonight was going to be War in the North. But now, since it's 11 o'clock and I still am nowhere close to leaving yet, I think it's going to be a no-game night, unfortunately. And the days were dark. COD is only good for zombies, if anything. Hot take, I was never even into the zombies. I like the campaigns. Maybe even hotter take, but Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is probably my favorite one. For the story, for the campaign, and the writing of the characters. The actual game itself was not great. But multiplayer-wise, I've talked about it on this channel before. I liked Ghosts the best. Not because Ghosts is good, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Ghosts was the best. But I liked Call of Duty Ghosts because for years it had my brother's Ghost data. My brother passed away when he was 18, but he played Call of Duty Ghosts with me a lot. So they had a squads mode where you could challenge players and fight their AI team. And I thought that was pretty cool. I might even want to... See, this is sealed, so I wanted to play this, but... Because Focus has also been killing it. But I don't know if I'm going to take it home for sealed. Probably not. Can't risk it, because I can't open it. Put that one over there. Okay, this is good. But yeah, I was able to verse my brother's Ghost data, which was awesome. for years. It gave me. It felt like I was got a few extra years of gaming with him, but I think last year that did go finally down, unfortunately. But it was nice to have that extra time. But in terms of the actual game, was it the best COD? Absolutely not. It was not. Story wise, I obviously love Black Ops 1. I did not buy the remastered for that though because they didn't change anything. Um, did not. I didn't see if there's a. I know these were all complete in box because my staff checked them all. Yeah. World of War Story was great too. I actually, so I played a bunch of that one. I didn't like it, but it's entirely my fault because I had it on the Wii, and it was terrible on the Wii. I got it very recently for PS3, and I'm gonna play it properly soon because I want to go back to the old CODs. But yeah, I had the really, really unfortunate pleasure, I should say displeasure, of going viral on Threads the other day when I made a little post saying, "Hey, you could buy Call of Duty loose for $8, or you could buy the remastered port with stripped content because they took out the theater mode and whatnot for over double, if not triple, the price." And people just did not understand what I was saying. I wasn't really digging on COD. I was digging on physical ownership versus digital ownership. It was more of a dig on Sony. But the gun and ballers came in force. They did not like my comments. How dare I insult their COD? And like, let's be honest. I would have loved to pick up that game. Don't get me wrong. Especially if it was physical. If they put on Black Ops 1 and 2 physically and didn't make you buy the DLC and just gave you a definitive edition for $60, or that would have been fine. I would have done that. I probably would have bought that. I probably would have first online. I loved Black Ops 1. It's probably one of the CODs I played the most of. But it seems like the big companies are going more for the cheaper and easier cash grabs of the people who just kind of buy the same games every year, which is a shame because people like me spend a lot more money on game. Well, maybe that's not true. There are the gun and ballers who will buy all the cosmetics in COD. They'll buy all the My Ultimate Team points and stuff. So maybe it's not true, but alas. If Sony goes the way that they go, I have plenty of other games. I played the most of Black Ops 2 on Xbox. Yeah, it was peak. It was great. Those matches, those maps were so good. It was a better time back then. Games were on the disc. You didn't have to pay for online back then on PlayStation, at least. Yeah, if only we knew what we had. There we go. What a good game. It's so hard for me to go backwards, though. Like, you play 1, 2, and 3 in a row, it's okay. You play 3 and then go back to 1, it's like, whoa, screeching halt. It feels like you're really... Ooh. Sometimes these spindles on these newer things break very easily. That was okay. It just kind of didn't get through. Yeah, you get whiplash when you go back to the old Metal Gears. Especially Metal Gear 1. But damn, do I love me some Metal Gear. Metal Gear, the Call of Duty Modern Warfares, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Those were my games that I would beat once a year. I'd go through those. Um, Ironically, I haven't beaten them since, how was it, 2020, I think. Kind of when I stopped my yearly run through. Back during COVID, I worked a very stressful healthcare job at the time, so I didn't really have the energy to do that. And then we moved down to North Carolina, and that's kind of set off our journey to buying the store here. So I would love to go back and play through those all again. Hopefully sometime soon. And one thing that since I don't have much time anymore, I've learned to let go of playing on the hardest difficulty. I used to be so OCD of I had to always play on the hardest difficulty, and I had to get the most cost effective of my time and my run to getting to the the platinum trophy. Now I don't even look at the trophy list anymore. It's sad to say. I'm just happy to play, especially if I can play with my friends. Yesterday, oh man, I played with a full squad of my friends in Helldivers, and it was such a wonderful blessing to just be able to pull that off and fight for Super Earth once more with the squad. It probably will take, another month or two till our schedules all line up like that, but hot damn was it good. The entire time I was standing like 1 foot away from my television, just in it. Need like a stretch break at this point. My God. Did you try the Halo campaign Evolved release? Yeah, I played the first level of it. I don't like a lot of the changes they made. Admittedly, um, it's I'm gonna play through it, but I don't like the voice acting changes. I don't like how they changed Cortana's design. I don't like aiming down sight, and I feel like it just feels wrong. Uh, I don't know, it just felt uninspired to me. We actually got really, I was a little bitter too, because we got screwed as my store because we were supposed to get copies because people pre-ordered them and I pre-ordered them a long time ago, and we found out literally the day before from our distributor that they said, "Hey, Microsoft decided that you guys just aren't getting them. We're just not. They just send them to big retailers. Screw you guys. We're going home." So that was real nice. I kind of might have, admittedly, altered my perception going into it. I really don't like the writing of that new character too, who is just insufferable towards Chief. Because at that point, Chief is like supposed to be like a hero too. So it's kind of weird that they like just kind of like dog on him for no reason. He's like standing 3 feet taller than every single person, and he's literally saving the day, saving everyone's ass, and they're just kind of mean to him for no reason. I don't know. It just felt really like I don't even know what the word. Just edgy to be edgy. Yeah, this game, stellar. This game has dog in it, so doggo that you could pet instantly, extra point. So if there's a game that has procedural generation, which this does, well, not really, but it kind of changes, randomizes what you're doing. If you've got a doggo, extra point. Procedural generation for me, extra point. Character creation, extra point. Relationship system, extra point. It's easy. Easy to make a good game in my book. Immortals of Avium. I haven't played this, but this looks like exactly like the the mid-range, like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 kind of game that my buddy and I would crush in a weekend. Oh, this is a one-player game. Never mind. I don't know much about this one. But I'm a big fan of like 6 out of 10 games, which is sounds kind of weird, but not every game you play can be a 10 out of 10. Not every meal you have is going to be prepared by Gordon Ramsay. So sometimes you play a game like Mortals of Avenum, and maybe this game is amazing. I don't know. I've never played it, but like I loved Anthem, for example, because it had a lot of good ideas. Was it a great game? No. But did it have a lot of good ideas? Did it have a beautiful art direction? Absolutely. And I think there's a lot of good ideas in games that people don't ever experience because they're chasing after gold all the time. That's just me. All right, we're getting towards the end here. I don't envy the morning crew for their pictures out. Ooh, looks like we had a little blip. This game I thought was okay. There's like a whole culture war over this game, which I thought was really stupid, but it was fine. It was just fine. I vastly preferred Harry Potter Prisoners of Azkaban on PS2. I wish there was like a Hogwarts game that was actually like you go to classes and like actually like almost sim a whole year instead of getting like adventures shoved in your face. This game was an interesting one. I, on paper, feel like I should have loved it, but my buddy and I couldn't get too into it. But that one's one I'm definitely going to give another try sometime soon by myself. Because it's like Cowboys versus Aliens kind of motif, but or Van Helsing, I guess, would probably be a better one. But like diesel punk almost. I don't know what the. It's kind of like cyberpunk-ish. It's really weird, unique. I'm a big fan of Focus Entertainment right now. They made the Plague Tale games, and I love the Plague Tale games. My wife hates them because she thinks the main character is annoying, but love them. Oh, wait, look at this. Look how beautiful these all are. You don't get to see many collections like that. Most trade-ins come in, and quite frankly, they look pretty rough. And we have to do a lot of work to cleaning these things. Last week, I had a collection come in. It took me an hour, a literal hour, to clean 3 of their controllers that came in. They were so dirty. It was gross. But that's behind-the-scenes thing I'm kind of trying to show you all here. Oh, no. See, I squeezed it too hard, and it came off the spindle. That's the problem with these older cases. These newer cases compared to the old ones. See, it's totally fine. But the slightest bit of pressure kind of pops the disc out because they're thinner and they're not as structurally sound as the old ones. Like the PS2 ones, I mean. And because of that, sometimes you get a brand new one shipped to you. Like, I'll get 5 shipped to me of a new game, and one of them is like that. It's very disappointing when that happens, because I don't blame people when they say they don't want the one that's loose. But as a store owner, I can't really open it up. So we've gotten pretty good about getting, like, pushing it in and like getting it back on the spindle. Ooh, man. I need a neck crack break. Oh my goodness. This one was a cool one too. We got in. This came with Gwent. Actually came with the game, Gwent. Like, that's sick. They're sealed. One of our employees loves Witcher, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to hold that for him. This is not even expensive, too. It's very cheap. But Unicorn Overlord actually came in a similar collector's edition like this because it came with its own card game, which is really cool. I haven't tried it yet because, it's hard to convince friends to try one random card game that they never heard of from a game that they probably never heard of. But that's why I shout Unicorn Overlord from the heavens to anyone who will listen. I love pretty much everything I've ever played from Vanillaware. Again, Alice and Vanillaware, they just cook. All right. About 10 left here. Ratchet and Clank. Still working my way through the HD collection on PS3. I played the Deadlock a lot, which apparently is like the worst one, but you had two dudes that you could control, and I thought that was really cool. Deathloop, that one was never really interesting to me. Oh, I gotta see, that one's got a little smudge. You gotta wipe that one. The original three and Deadlock were so good. Yeah. Deadlock was a lot of fun to me. So for these, you can get these at for 12 cents, literally like 12 cents. What you buy in bulk from Amazon, but you just get a microfiber. People just use their shirt and everything. We like to use microfibers. Because look at that. Oh, missed the spot. Nice and clean. Crisp and clean, no caffeine. All right. Because of my own OCD, I like to just look it up. I don't know. I'm not sure it'll stay that way, and I'm pretty positive no one would care. But I'm OCD when it comes to my collections and games and stuff. So, gotta put that up. Now, this had a cool idea. It had like a little invasion mechanic. But I wasn't really a big fan of the time loop thing. So this came out around a similar time with this Sniper Elite game came out, where it had a similar invasion mechanic, and that was so fun. You just play the Sniper Elite game. You just be playing a regular mission, and one of the Nazi snipers will become another player, and you had to sniper v sniper it, and it was so fun. Especially if you're playing co-op, and then you get invaded by someone. What a great time that was. Great game. They play like Phantom Pain also. Full VR mode. That's pretty sick. I used to love VR. I haven't played it in a while, but playing Payday 2 in VR. I don't have a PC VR, but I have a PS4 VR. But playing on my friend's, I think it was the Oculus, Payday 2 in VR, just mag dumping down the street, running from the cops with the money bag was just the best feeling in gaming I've ever had in my entire life. It was awesome. It felt like I was robbing the bank. It was so cool. Payday 2 was so much better than Payday 3. I don't think that's even remotely up for debate. Okay, Gungrave Core. I don't know anything about this one. I've seen the name before, but I don't know what it actually is about. Oh, it's got a little smudge on it. That's why we look. Almost all these are literally never played. This is beautiful. Even straight off the factory. It's the easiest mint ratings I've ever had to give. Mint, no manual, waiting box. And what is this one? Bullets Beauty Badass. That sounds pretty cool. I like all those things individually. So, looks pretty wild. The stylish third-person action shooter by South Korean studios Iggy Mob, in which you take the role of Grave, a gunslinger of resurrection and badass anti-hero of your dreams, mowing down tons of enemies in gory ballet of bullets. That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool. Oh, Valkyrie Elysium. I actually played this one. This one came through. We had a PS5 that was like on the fritz, and we wanted to test it. So we play. I just honestly played an entire shift playing that game, and I sold myself on it. I was like, this game, people didn't like it that much when it came out, when it was $60, and I could see that. But playing it when it was $20, I think, or $18, I think it is, it's very worth it for $18. And again, it's got that other alternate cover, which is really nice. Like, that's awesome. It was cool. Like, it's an action RPG, but you like summon your guys, so they're not always out, which is kind of lame. But they come out on cooldowns and stuff, and they were pretty capable. Reminded me of what was the game now? Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Except the Grand Blue Fantasy Relink has the guys staying there, like staying out with you. Where that one kind of it's a little more gamey when they disappear, I think. Yeah, this one's cool. This one looks like some kind of Voltron stuff. I've seen it on the PlayStation Store. Don't know anything about it, but it looks cool. All right. Now, I just want to say thanks to you guys for hanging out. Might do something like this again next big trade, you know. I do want to like go through and like actually tour the store around and show section by section like what we got, what makes us different. Well, I think this is a pretty good display of what makes us different here. And this is the effort we put into all of our games. This is a lot easier effort than usual because again these are pretty clean. A lot of times we're resurfacing, we're removing stickers, we're blowing out dust. The worst I've ever saw was there's somebody who had bugs dead inside his N64 cartridges, which that was wild. Just came in thinking he was going to get a lot of money because he had a bunch of N64 games. And they were good games. Like, yeah, like Conker's Bad Fur Day and stuff, but like a little dead roach was like in the cart. And I said, I ain't dealing with this. Sorry, guy. We're not that pressed for cash. So, pro tip, if you want to get a better value and you're trading in games, clean them first. Which I didn't think had to be said, but a lot of people don't. Because people don't always realize the store actually, you know, you may be a customer to the store, but when you're selling games to us, we are in fact the customer. So you wouldn't sell, you know, a car with McDonald's in the back, like your garbage in the back seat. So definitely a little blowing out the console, little rub of some alcohol over the top, and a nice little spit shine. You're gonna get more because those are all things that we have to do. And every bit of time that you guys save us on the buying end, we will pay in kind. Just a little inside of baseball. And that's true to every game store you go to. Except for like a corporate one like GameStop. Because they just kind of scan it. Damaged or not damaged. Working, not working. They're kind of set by a corporation. Mom and pop shop like us, we have a lot more wiggle room to go up or down. Because there's no like corporate overhead. No franchisee fee. Stray was one that really took the world by storm, but I saw the gameplay. It just didn't look too interesting. I get cat, and I respect that because I'm the same way with dog, but yeah, didn't seem like it was gonna be my thing here. Solstice. Now I don't know what this is. This looks pretty cool. That's a cool cover art. Reborn by ritual. Reborn as a chimera. RoboCop Rogue City. Now I played a lot of that game. I actually platinumed it. It was pretty sick. It was the first game. Like I said, I started playing games on easy. Sandland was fun to play. I don't even know what this one is. Limitless customization awaits. Defeat enemies with mighty vehicles. Oh, interesting. I did notice the Akira Toriyama vibes immediately, for sure. I love Stray. Just incredible vibe. Yeah, it just looked like the gameplay was going to be simple platforming to me, but I do want to get to it eventually. I feel like half this time I'm saying all the stuff I didn't play. Should point out the stuff I did play, like RoboCop. RoboCop was really fun to me because it was the first game I was like, you know what? This game just makes more sense for me to play on easy because you're RoboCop. He's one of his last projects. Oh, interesting. That's pretty cool. I do love when they have like the storybook vibe to it. Like Valkyria Chronicles is one of those games that does that very well. Yeah, playing this game on easy is a really nice power trip, and it feels lore accurate. Like, I just put this on easy, you unlock the unlimited ammo trait, and you just freaking slaughter everyone. Oh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. All right. Now this Solstice game looks pretty cool. I'm guessing it's kind of action RPG. But that's the thing, like these games, you can always tell from the back. I want to point out again. Like look at all that stuff. Look at the difference to the back. There's so much more love and care into the PS2. And I'm sure there's reasons they have to do all this legalese. There's Prince of Persia. Like this just looks cooler. This makes me more excited to play. Feels wrong playing a game on easy. See, I always was like that. I agree. But RoboCop was different for me because it made me feel like RoboCop. Like I feel like you should be bulletproof. You should be mowing people down. I didn't want to be running for cover as RoboCop. But yeah, no. Usually I used to always be play the game on the hardest difficulty, and if you can't get good, you don't deserve playing it. That's what I used to always think. Now if I do that, I won't play. I won't have time to get good. I don't have the time to rail my head against it. I'd like to get back to that point one day. Yeah, that one's interesting. Oh, I see. Koei Tecmo. Again, you have my interest when it says Koei Tecmo. Control. That's another one I've always wanted to play. This one I wasn't too interested in just because I was really, really big. PS2 had the best cases and manual. Yeah, man, PS2 was just beautiful. Everything about PS2 was just better. I will die on that hill. It's just better. So we got Rise of the Ronin here. I don't know. When this came out, I just platinumed Ghost of Tsushima, and man, was that game perfect! It was so perfect that I didn't even feel compelled. It was just crazy. I didn't feel compelled to play Yote because I felt like Ghost of Tsushima was so perfect. I didn't even feel the need to play the DLC because I was like, the game was perfect. Like, we're good. Pack it up, boys. We did it. I finally did start another playthrough of Tsushima. because unfortunately you have to get to Act 2 to play the DLC. Never try Rise of Ronin? Yeah, me neither. Um, you have to get to Act 2 to play the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima. And I didn't know that. And right after I beat the game, I started a new playthrough. And they put it down. I was like, I'll come back to it. I'll play it in black and white. I'll play it in Japanese. It'll be awesome. And now I got to go through stuff I already played to get to the DLC. And just not feeling it as much that way. Um, I'll get around to it eventually, for sure. That's a game I'll pop on, clear an outpost or two like a friggin' badass ninja and get on with it. Now, Expedition 33. That is the game that's next on my list. Uh, mm, no, actually, it's not next on my list. I lied. It's on deck. No, sorry. It would be in the hole. Sorry, forgetting my old one. It's in the hole. So on deck, I got to beat a Plague Tale Requiem. Right now, I'm playing Unicorn Overlord. After I beat that, I'm going to go to a Plague Tale Requiem. That was a game that I learned a lot about content creation. Don't ever play a game on stream that you care about, because I loved a Plague Tale Innocence. Requiem came out, and I went to stream it, but I was still a new streamer then. I barely had any followers, and nobody watched. So I got kind of disappointed, and I kept trying to play it on stream, and it just, like, I didn't have the channel for it. I should have just turned off the stream and played the game and loved it, but I didn't. So I had to go beat a Plague Tale Requiem before the new one comes out next month, I think. But then this one is next. I started this one. This game is phenomenal. This game is just, there's more emotion in the first 2 hours of this game than most games have in their entire series. It's beautiful. And I'm very excited to sit down and play that one again. Also, the combat was very similar to Legend of Dragoon. It's got the timing-based combat, and I love that part. Once you realize that, like, the audio cue is just as important as the visual cue, ooh, you start really singing here. All right. That's the last game. Oh, the definite. Now we got my maybe pile. And this is my maybe pile that I got to cut down a little bit. For sure. Could have definitely cut down some of these. Let's see. This one apparently was very expensive. Believe it or not, the PS5 version. So I ain't taking that home. That's for sure. Hard mode is definitely hard mode. Yeah, I like that, though. I was playing it on hard and having a great time. I got past Act 1. I got pretty deep into Act 2. And then I got stuck on a boss, and I lowered the difficulty, beat him, and I felt like I cheated myself. And that game, it just is not nearly as fun on easy. It's such a good system. There's so many good systems about it that it's just like, it deserves to be played as designed, and that's breakable hard. And that's the good thing about the game is, like, it, Claire Obscure, like, it's beautifully breakable by design. Like, Mael becomes a stone cold killer so quick, and it's fun. It makes it feel like, it's obviously by design, but it makes you feel like you are doing something you're not supposed to, like you're beating the game. But they made the rules that in which you play by. Yeah, we were surprised. This goes for like $120, which is awesome. But you get the complete edition for PS4 for a lot less. So I don't know how well it's going to sell because it is sealed, but we'll see. The rest of these, this is my maybe pile. I'm going to put this to the side for now. Again, I'm going to take home a few, see if I like them, and then I'll just bring them back. I'm going to check out Power Ranger. Oh, let's see if you can see, if you guys can see it better. Yeah, that's the best part about owning the game. So I get to. I usually don't even like to brag because I don't want people to, you know, get jelly or anything. But Yeah, another Crab's Treasure. Definitely one I wanted to try. That one's very exciting. I'm going to try that one. Probably, maybe even tonight, honestly. It's pretty late, but I might throw that one on. Wu Chang, I really wanted to try this one. Again, I'm really into like the Wuxia right now. So same thing with Sword and Fairy. Really want to try that one. Obviously, what a manly title, Sword and Fairy. I play manly man games like Sword and Fairy. The end of the prologue, beginning of that game got to me, but it was so good. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, you're talking about Claire Obscura? Absolutely. Metal Gear Solid, I want to just, I gotta see, I gotta see my copy at home. Metroid Prime trilogy, believe it or not, I don't have, and I never played. I have the remaster of the Switch one, but I'm gonna bring the remaster in, I think, to sell, and keep that one. Muramasa the Demon Blade, I believe, is getting a remaster, but I love that artwork. It's gorgeous. Yeah, and it's Vanillaware. Beautiful. All their games are beautiful. Blade Strangers, I'm pretty sure I have this on PC. I probably won't end up taking this one home, but it's a collection of different characters like Solange and Shovel Knight. I know she's from Code Princess, which in these days is probably considered a Gooner game. But I don't care. It was fun. It was a good beat 'em up. Wonderful 101. I've always wanted to try this, but I don't think I would enjoy it on anything other than the Wii U. So I'm probably gonna just give that a quick test and then bring it back. I have a huge stack of games to bring back to the store because I what I do is I do try it out and I bring it back. First Berserk is on. My friend said I need this one. Um, I think he's probably wrong. I think he's gonna kick my ass, and I'll probably get cranky and bring it back pretty quick. Mech Warrior. I just love giant mech stuff. I don't know anything about this at all. It's number 5, so I doubt I'm going to keep this one. This is a new one that I just saw. Dawn of the Monsters. It's a limited run, but it's 2.5 couch co-op beat 'em up as giant kaiju. So I might try that. I might try that. Again, I'm really big on the whole physical stuff. Now this is sealed, so I'm not sure. MechWarrior 5 was good on PC. Is it a turn-based strategy game or is it a shooter? What are we talking here? I don't know anything about it. That's my favorite thing nowadays. Is I like to go on things blind. So much now is like we're always making well-informed purchases. I could just bring these back, use games or store my entire store. Anything used, if you don't like it, you have 7 days to return it. So I encourage people, just grab a game off the shelf that looks cool and give it a shot. Excuse me. Not turn based. That means I probably won't like it as much as I'm thinking I'm gonna. I don't own this one physically, and it looks like the DLCs are on the cart. So the cost of this game is going to be less than buying the DLC on PlayStation. And I'll never platinum this game. The platinum on this game is stupid busted. So I can get it out. But look, here we go. Look at this haul. Pay no attention to that over there. I'll bring it back, maybe. We got all these games here. And over there as well. Quite a few boxes. I'm going to have to try and pack this up for these guys so that tomorrow they don't have a heart attack when they walk in the door. But I'll give you one last pass, I guess, to see what we got. Let me just clean this up for a second. And thanks again for hanging out with me, guys. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna do this more often because this is easy. I tried to do it when I had a Sega Genesis haul. That was beautiful. It was like museum quality. It came in at like 10 minutes before closing, the day before a bank holiday, which really was nerve-wracking for me. That was back in October, so I didn't really even own the business for very long. I kind of want to see this game too. I think I'm going to try that game too. I have to write a note, see what, so the guys know tomorrow that I'm renting it. Because we have a little tag in our system. We'll tag and say like, oh, this is a rental. We'll know that Billy's trying it. This is for the later. This is our later pile. later pile. This one needs to get a little cleaning up there, all right? The convention exclusive. Fun stream. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, if you guys are interested, I'm going to well, first join our Discord. It's on our website, playandtradenc.com. I admittedly did not post anything. I didn't put anything in the descriptions at all. So if you guys ever want to join us, once we get to 1,000 members, we're only 9 members away. Once we get to 1,000 members, we're going to do. I'm going to start doing free Steam games twice a week as a giveaway because I have a lot of keys. Long story short. Remnant. Love that game. Such a good game. Yeah, the guys who walk in tomorrow, they're gonna be so like, what the hell is this? What happened here yesterday? This is like almost like a store's worth of stuff. Yeah, see, unfortunately for me, and fortunately also for my wallet, is a lot of this stuff that I really want to try is sealed, so I'm not gonna try it. Though again, my recommendation for everybody, the unknown hidden gem here, Wanted Dead. Billy, seal of approval. So bad, it's good. We got, I even show these. These are some good ones we got into from the same lot. This is always a kind of a high value one. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Time Splitters. This one was crazy. I don't even know the value. I don't have the prices on me, but sealed PS2. Oh man, there's nothing more beautiful to see. Like this beautiful, like a stained glass window here. It's got the seal and everything. These have got the little, the hook on it. That's cool to see. Yeah. Got a whole lot. Let's see what else I didn't show you guys. This was a big one. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has the comic book inside. The Marvel vs. Capcom stuff always has a little comic book. It's so cool. I love little gimmicky stuff like that. BioShock, Resident Evil 5, one of my favorite co-op games of all time. Good Resident Evil? Probably not. Not a good horror game, but fantastic, fantastic game. Alien Isolation, Okami, never played that one. I know that was beloved. This is a fun fighting game. It's good for people like me who are bad at fighting games. It's like lets you do easy combos. Got a whole lot of fighting games in, which is good. This is one of those limited run games that we see like 8 copies of in a week. Metal Arms was good. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. Yeah, this is one of the limited runs. We had like 8 of these copies at one time because they put it on their shelf and everybody brought it over to sell it. Tons of Switch. We went over the Switch already. I showed that one already. Just trying to get the stuff that I didn't show you guys that I was doing before I decided to stream it. So the Strikers, Dark Souls 2. Now Dark Souls 2 is funny because Dark Souls 2 is actually the game that we use to test any PS5 that comes in because it's the quickest install we could find. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Again, if I liked Castlevania games, Metroidvanias, I would have gone crazy on that one. Dishonored's a fun one. I think I have Dishonored on PS3. I always suggest if you guys ever are big on collecting, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this video, get Game Eye, the app. Great for keeping track what you have, what you still need, the condition of everything, so you know. Now these were stickers I just could not get off. They defeated me. But we'll put our price sticker over them. But it is on the seal, unfortunately. Marvel vs. Capcom, again, they had another instructional comic book. Love it. So cool. So cool. Resident Evil 5 was way better than 6. That is the realest take ever. Now, this is another one, a little one I want to mention. This one is only worth like 10 cents. We do it for like $1, I think, just because we buy it for the case. Unfortunately, this is a coaster. But yeah. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for not judging me on my stack of things to try. We got a bunch of good games here. And appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys will come on down and lighten this load a little bit. And come see us this weekend. if you're watching just for online, you don't know the store. It's Play and Trade in Garner, North Carolina, and we'll have you see you then. All right. Now I gotta figure out how to stop streaming. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the Discord or the website playandtradenc.com. I will also be posting. I'll post the Discord link on the bottom, and the sorry, I'm very tired, and the YouTube channel for the store, which I will be posting stuff on very soon. All right, thanks, guys.